All right, so we're gonna talk about Marcellus Wilder getting knocked out again. Dirty little vicious knockout too. You know, because people's asked me about it and they want to know my opinion. And this is what I'm gonna say, and this is gonna be directed directly towards Marcellus Wilder. Marcellus, what you are not understanding is that the training camp and conditions and all the stuff that you are around is not proper. Okay. What do I mean by that? Meaning you have people sending you into the lion's den and you're not fully trained. What you have to constantly learn the hard way is that it is levels to this thing. Okay. And you're in a cruiserweight division. Okay. You cannot do what your brother is doing. Number one, your brother had very precise, cherry picked opponents put in front of him to win. That's number one. Number two, the heavyweight division is different from every other division in boxing. The heavyweight division, for the most part, only really requires you to be able to punch. You know, your brother is a living example of that, you know. But when you come to these other divisions and even the cruiserweight division, you're dealing with people who got skill. So your problem is they're sending you into these fights and you're not properly trained. It's bigger than you going into the training camp. It's bigger than that. You have not gone through the basics and been properly trained, brung up to code. You haven't been brung up to boxing code standards. And they're shoving you in these fights for you to be fighting these people. Number one, you shouldn't have been fighting a southpaw any damn way. I'm pretty sure nobody in your camp or in Wilder's camp is a southpaw. So that was standing out to me. But let me tell you the basics and the first thing that you should have learned in boxing. The first few things that you should have learned in boxing. Number one, protect yourself at all times. Number two, protect yourself at all times. Number three, hit and not get hit. That is the first basic rules that you start with in boxing, period. Okay? First basic rules. Okay? Number one and number two is the same as number one. Okay? Protect yourself at all times. That's what you didn't do, and you paid the price for it. You have not had enough experience in boxing and been trained by a professional who can teach you the ABCs of boxing for them to be shoving you in these matches. You think you can go and do what your brother did, but you can't. Number one, you're not in the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? And number two, they ain't picking your opponents too wisely. So the matchmaking over there ain't good. But most importantly than that, you are not ready yet, man. You are not ready yet. Now, see, regardless of what people say about you, I still think that you have potential. To me, you still have potential. You're just not being trained right. Nothing that your brother do is conventional, okay? He don't run. They hate working out over there. The sparring partners is basically dudes that work at Popeyes down the street and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you're not even getting the proper work. But most importantly that, you can't get no good training from no JDs or nothing like that. What you need to do is lean on Mark Breland. If you're going to lean on anybody, Mark Breland is there and he's totally unutilized. Because if your brother would have used Mark Breland a long time ago, you know what I'm saying, he would have been looking a lot better in these fights. But Mark Breland has repeatedly said, Wilder does not listen to me. You know what I'm saying? You got Mark Breland right there. Lean on him. Pick his brain. You know what I'm saying? He's a gold medalist and was a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Lean on him. Learn some more. But the truth of the matter is, you are not ready to step inside of a boxing ring yet, man. That's really the truth. And you up here learning the hard way, okay, and having your dome bounce off the canvas like a basketball, okay? You don't need to learn that way, okay? If you had the proper sparring, you would know what level you at, and you would know that you need enough work. You are not brung up to code to be put inside of a ring. Okay? What you do? Box and train a few months and they go give you a first fight, You know what I'm saying? And you think you can run off that, and you can't, man. Now your confidence is completely backshot. You're questioning yourself. But this is what I would advise you to do, man. I don't want to see you give up, believe it or not. I don't. I want to see you get right back in the ring. But the way you're going about everything is wrong. Okay? You took your first loss. You came back on drugs. You know what I'm saying? You won your fight. All right? And then you turn around, you end up losing again. You're doing everything wrong. You're trying to rush something. Real trainers would tell you truthfully, it takes years to make a good fighter. Years. Not a few months, not a couple of days. Years, man. And they're not telling you that. And the fact that they keep sending you in stripped down, butt naked, you know what I'm saying, with really no way to defend yourself, you know, shows that not even your brother cares about you, man. But you don't have you're not ready yet. And that knockout tells you that. You're not ready yet. Because honestly, I really don't see how you ain't see that left hook coming. And you ain't had no business fighting the southpaw anyway. That's number one. Okay, that's too much for you. Too quick. So you need to peel it back a bit. Go get some proper training. If you can't, leave Wilder's camp and go find you a place and go find you somebody who's going to teach you how to slip. You know what I'm saying? How to parry, how to block, how to pull counter, how to, you know, these are the things you need to know. Boxing is more than just punching. Because as you see, when your brother got a box, he gets in trouble. And that's why power is not everything. Errol Spence relied on power. Everybody's relying on power. But as you see with him, with Sean Porter, what happens when you have to box? Because everybody eventually has to box. You know? You're not going to be able to knock out everybody. Sometimes you're going to get in there with a savvy fighter. And then sometimes you're going to fight somebody who knows how to step to the power. You know what I'm saying? Step into the power. You know what I'm saying? Be able to nullify it. Take your best access, take your best attribute and take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? Completely shut it down. But your problem is you're not ready yet, man. It's simple as that. It's not ready. It's not that you're not talented. It's not that you don't have no skill or nothing like that. Nobody knows what you got because you haven't had a proper trainer yet. You know what I'm saying? So don't take this and beat yourself down about it. I know it hurt. I know it's embarrassing, but don't quit, you know. And I know this is a lot different from what people thought I was going to say about it, but I'm not going to sit up here and rag on you and talk about you. The knockout was embarrassing enough, but go get you some proper training. If you got to lead a camp, lead a camp. But Mark Breland is right there for you. Pick his brain, come to him and say, yo, how do I get better? How do I become better? You know? And just start off with that, man. First rule, protect yourself at all times. Second rule, protect yourself at all times. Third rule, hit and not get hit. That's all it is, Marcellus. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that hard to figure out. And it's a damn shame that you would have to get this advice for somebody off YouTube. But you do have some potential, and you're not a shot fighter, and you're not a bum, and you don't suck. You just going about it the wrong way, and you believing in the wrong things. And maybe you're trying to rush it, and maybe you're just in it for the money. You first have to figure out, are you really a boxer? Don't step inside that ring if this ain't something that you're really passionate about and that you care about. Don't be like your brother, complaining about training every training camp, been boxing for over 10 years and barely got the skills of an amateur. You know, but that's just my thoughts on it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Bruce Vane, I'm out.